Guys, welcome to another MDW action figure review. Today I've got another Sideshow Collectables toy. It's the IG-88 figure from The Empire Strikes Back. He's a cool looking droid. Let's crack him open and have a look at him. Anyway, okay, so let's get this show on the road. So I'm going to do something a bit different with this one. In my past reviews I kind of take pictures of the outer box and everything, but I'm just going to open this guy up now and then give you a kind of initial feel of the figure. So, like I said, Sideshow Collectables, just down the bottom there's the logo, IG-88. Front of the box has got a picture of the droid there, and then obviously on the back there's another picture of him as well with his extended leg action. The Star Wars logo there, and then the box opens up, so it's a great little window display packaging. You see there with another figure, picture of IG-88 there, and then obviously you can see the whole figure in the box. It's quite cool. There's like a little magnet on each end of the box here, so it just flips over and closes nicely. So good for storing away after you've used it. So let's crack him open. IG-88 is a really cool figure. Generally in the vintage line, I really liked IG-88 as well. The overall design of the droid. I don't know if you guys have seen, whether any of you are Star Trek fans or not, he's quite reminiscent of a kind of crazy droid that Kirk goes up against in the original 60s TV series. And I don't know whether they got the kind of inspiration, perhaps a bit from that, because his head and everything like that is exactly the same as the Doomsday Machine droid, I think. You know, I was watching some on TV not long ago, I was like, wait a minute, that looks just like IG-88. I wonder if they kind of came up with the idea from that, but there we go. Quite a strange looking droid as well. You wouldn't think that, you know, he'd be able to do much bounty hunting because he's very kind of long and slender. Doesn't really move. Like in the film, he just obviously he just says standing there. But you can't imagine him kind of like running through anything. But I suppose, you know, his targeting protocols and everything, he's probably a hot shot. So there we go. Take him out of the box now. Okay, so I'm going to have a little confession here. I have actually opened this guy up already, just to have a little play around with him, so that I know what I'm talking about when I show him to you guys here. Now, there we go. There's a kind of first initial look at the figure. Now, this guy is a masterpiece and a nightmare waiting to happen. I explained straight away because literally I got him out of the box and there is no instructions in this box at all. So there is no instructions about how to extend his legs. There's no instructions about how to put the batteries in. You just literally get this little piece of paper that tells you what type of batteries you need in there. There's nothing, you know, you have to try and figure everything out for yourself. And he's very, very spindly and he's very delicate. He's got loads of bits coming off of him that can easily snap off. He's got loads of little tubes that could snap and wires that move everywhere. His hands are so fragile. Literally, they are like, you know, you just move them open. You're like, oh my God, every time. So he is a very fragile figure compared to all of the others. And it's just an accident waiting to happen. If you drop this guy, I can imagine bits just falling off him everywhere. So be super careful when you take him out of the box. There we go, so we've got a close-up here now of IG-88. I'm going to run down the articulation on him. So bear with me, because again, he's very strange articulated compared to the other figures that you're used to. So, his head swivels all the way around. See the top there? Move that in there, so it goes all the way around, and his top bit here swivels as well. So he's got multiple swivels on his head, so you can, you know, make him look like, I don't know which way he's supposed to be looking, because you don't really know, but yeah, you can move all the way around there to pose that however you want. This kind of bit here, so you have the lovely bit on the side. Then his arms, so I thought his shoulders would swivel here, they don't, so you've literally got his arms come through, there's a gap here, so his arms go through the gap, just do that. His arms do swivel quite a lot, so you've got a lot of movement, so they swivel just below this kind of top bit here, and then they swivel where his elbow would be here, and then there is kind of like a bit of flexible piping that you can move, so yeah, not much again, but you see there, so it flexes, it's kind of like little flex ribbing that flexes all the way around, so you could do it so he's like kind of holding his gun forward or back. There isn't really much moving in it. And then there is another swivel just after that flexible piping. There, and then his hand swivels a little bit there, and then obviously his hand opens, so he's got like literally two little kind of prong finger things that grab his gun there. Extremely fragile. Again, these are held down by like a pin, and they are very, very flimsy, it feels like. So then that's the same on the other arm there, exactly the same design. This one, the hand is a little bit more sturdy, but again, oof, wouldn't want to drop it or do anything with it. There is no swivel, there is no torso crunch, primarily because he has got all these fuel canisters or bits and pieces all over his body that are kind of stuck on separately, and there's wiring all around them joining them together. So if you could move it, I mean, it kind of moves a tiny bit, but you can't really move it because you don't want to pull or stretch any of the piping. It might move, I just don't really want to risk it, but it doesn't seem to. There's a little bit of a crunch there, but you can't display it or move it really. I mean, I get the impression this guy is supposed to be hyperstatic. And then there's nothing on his groin here at all, so this is just kind of one piece here. Lots of detail over it though, which is nice. And then the legs, they swivel here, so we've got two kind of swivelly bits just below the groin there, just above it at his thighs. And his legs do actually come off as well, so I'll take those off in a second. You've got a little swivel here at the, you can see this, it's really detailed, but yeah, so they swivel here just around where the kneecap would be, but then it also swivels at the top, at the thigh bit here as well, so literally his whole leg swivels all the way around. It's quite confusing to what would be his front leg and what would be his back leg, because they're just pretty much just all machinery, it looks exactly the same. So that's quite a challenge in itself to find that. And then his feet swivel all the way around as well, that go with his legs, and there's a little bit of a kind of up and down movement there. There's also a bit of a hinge joint on his feet. So you can pose him, he can stand in different positions, but again, it's not massive. And then his legs come off, so they're literally on a ball joint there, so you can literally pull them off there, pop them off, so on a ball joint, nice and simple. And then that, I think, is the best way to access his extended leg feature. So his extended leg is just below his thigh here. So basically where these two little, you guys can see it there, it's like a little kind of like T-bar here going across. You literally just pull this up there, and there we go. You get his extended leg. Doesn't really go up by much, you guys can see it on there, but it gives him a great height over the other bounty hunters and stuff, so it makes him stand out a bit. But there we go, guys. Phew, my figure didn't fall apart. Do the articulation. Make sure yours doesn't too. Know your articulation. So now let's finally have a look at the closer detail of IG-88. So it's a basic colour scheme all the way over the figure. A really nice weathered look to him. So it looks like he's been out and about in the galaxy, headhunting. If you read, there's a really great book, Tales of the Bounty Hunters, that is probably non-canon now, but you can buy it still in bookshops, and it actually gives you the story of all the bounty hunters on the bridge of The Empire Strikes Back, and it also tells you about IG-88, so I believe he's kind of like a droid that goes rogue from like a line of droids, assassin droids, and there's like quite a few of them, so he's like a specific number in a line of droids that go rogue. So, cool story. Let's have a look at him then. So after the articulation there, he's got a few other bits of detailing on him. So he's got these kind of shoulder pads on him that you get like a kind of a belt set that go with him, which I'll show you in a minute, which goes on there, which kind of adds a bit of narrative to him, because it would be pretty boring if it was just all metal all over him. So it kind of breaks up the figure a little bit. But I mean, the amount of intricate detail, the metalwork is superb, and you guys can see that there. So it's a great kind of gun washed colour all the way over the figure, and then it's been weathered massively as well, so it's got oil stains on him, bits of dirt, all rubbed in all over the place as well. It's not just the same colour all over, some of it is kind of a more goldy colour, some of it is more murky brown. He's got less kind of on these shiny bits here which probably move, his pistons, and his the wiring is all like a little bit of a different colour as well, off colour. The pads on his shoulders there are black, grey kind of colour, they've got grey highlights to them, they're just a little bit off black, and then obviously these kind of rib bits here as well, black. So really cool weathered effect right the way across the figure. There's a bit of close up here of some of the detail, guys, you can check that out there. All these bits are separate, so these little pistons here kind of move a little bit, and these little bits move here, and then obviously the wires are all separate, so that little bit of wire moves, all these wires here move around, and all these little kind of knobbly bits here all look really cool on him. There's his hand again. God, those hands are ridiculous. Look at that. Because you can see that close up now. There's just like a pin just in there, and like that spins around. I mean, if that pin fell out, I don't know what. You'd have to do some serious repair work on him to get him all back up to scratch again. So there's a close look at his feet there as well. So these great little kind of wires coming out of these bits and pieces here. Nice flat feet. These on the bottom there, classic droid feet. There, it's got like a nasty spike coming out to the centre there. This is the sort of thing that I'd see that they would snap off, little bolts there snapping off. So be so careful with them. His face is really cool. So he's got these little holes in the head, which the light effect comes through, so you can swivel that all the way around there. Maybe you guys will be able to see the light effect really. So literally, it took me ages to get this off, but this bit here, you literally twist it, press down, twist it. This comes off, and then you put the batteries in there, seal it back up. I would show you, but it took me ages to seal it back on again, so make sure that you take your time putting his hat back, his helmet back on, also the top of his head, because otherwise it will take you forever and you might break the figure again. And literally just press this down, beep, and there we go guys, you can see the light up effect. So it's really cool, it goes all the way through, all these holes in his head there, the big one. It's a little bit less bright than it was yesterday. I don't know how long the batteries run on it. Mine was really bright and I was like, oh, that looks so cool. And then after about 5 minutes, it just kind of went a bit more of a dull red. But there you go, you guys can see that making out. And that would look really cool to display with the rest of your bounty hunters just activated there. There you go, and just literally beep, press it, just like the Tin Man, Wizard of Oz. Got this kind of funny little kind of funnel thing on the top of his head. So there you go guys, really cool. Oh, and one thing to notice as well is a couple of little crappy bits on my one there. So there's thumbprints on mine. So where they've weathered it themselves, whoever's done it has basically put their thumb there after the paint has been dry, and there's literally, I've got this giant thumbprint just there. So yeah, nice little detail there, which was a bit unwanted probably, because, you know, in scale size, who's going to have a massive thumbprint? That's all right. Anyway, let's have a look at the accessories now IG-88 comes with. So, first accessory up is the classic base, Sideshow base. So it's kind of like a nice shiny matte finish on the base, got the Star Wars logo on the bottom of it there, and then there's a little hole at the back there. And then you get the stand with it, so this literally pops in there like that, and it's got a little spring with a hook on it, so you literally put that in, you adjust that to the height of your figure, and like with all the other figures in the line, you can literally just put this guy over it like that, adjust it to how you want him to stand, the height of it, and there we go. There, he is not going to fall over in a million years now. Protects your investment, protects the figure, and it looks cool as well. So there he is on his base. Now I'm not going to lie, Sideshow are pretty stingy with the accessories that you get with some of the figures. I think Forlom just came with one blaster pistol, or sorry, one blaster rifle, that's it. IG-88 comes with a bit more. So he comes with blaster rifle. Looks really cool, like a long one there. I have seen this, I think it's just a repaint or a replica of one of the other figures that this thing comes with. So I've seen this before on another figure that I have. I can't remember which one though, it might be like a Stormtrooper or something. Really basic paint job, which I'm a bit disappointed with. So it's you know, it's black. It's got like a metal kind of dry brush across it, but very minimal. It's just kind of a black gun. I would have liked to have seen a lot more weathering on that, just to break up a bit. It just looks like it's been, you know, it's even got a bit of a hollow feel to it. It's just been painted black, dry brushed over lazily silver. So yeah, I was hoping for a bit more detail on that gun. Note the small little peg at the end here, so that will be revealed in a while when you can literally put this on the figure and it helps it sit in place. So you get the rifle with him. So it also comes with a cheeky little E111 blaster rifle, standard Stormtrooper gun, really nice design. Again, it's just a black colour, it's got a little bit of silver in there, not much weathering on it though. But yeah, it's got a few moving parts with it, so it's got like the little rest there to steady aim of the gun. And again, this has got a little hole in the end of it there as well, which fits in place on the figure, which I'll show you in a minute. So he holds his guns nicely. It sits on there. Then he's got his bandolier strap. So this is really cool. It's got material, made of material there on the top. It's got like a weathered look to it as well, so it's got brown dust all over it, which is cool. And then the other side, this is the bit there, so it's got a few extra shells or grenades in there, and these kind of little things that like the Chewbacca has. You know, it's kind of, I don't know whether it's like utility belt that they kind of wear across themselves. So that goes over him. That looks really cool. I'll put that on in a second. And then you've got another couple of bits and pieces as well with this guy. I believe this is new with this sculpt, because this IG-88 is like a remake of a past figure. They've done a new paint app on it as well, and I believe these are extra that come with it. So there we go. I don't know if it's like some sort of grenade or little mine things that you can use in battle, but you get 3 of those as well, and I believe they fit upon his person somewhere, which I'll figure out from pictures in a minute where they're supposed to go. But yeah, you get 3 of those as well. Can't get the other 2 out of the box. 1, 2, yeah, they're all the same there. Cool design on them, metal colour again, same as his body, so they'll fit in nicely on there. So there we go, you get a lot more accessories with him than you do with past Sideshow figures, like the Darth Maul one I've done, the Forlom, so I'm really pleased that he's got a full kit of stuff to go hunting the galaxy's scum. So, positioning his guns. There's a hole in his forearm for the blaster rifle to go into, and the peg there just slips in place, and then you grip the hand around the handle. Doesn't really sit 100% nicely there. You have to kind of angle his arm for it to sit flush, so a little bit of work is needed there. And then the other side is a bit easier. The E111 fits in. There's a peg actually on his arm there which sticks in, and his hand goes around again, the trigger. That looks a lot nicer and a lot more snugger, that one. But they both look really cool when they're in place. The extra grenadey mines that he comes with have got a little magnet on the back of them, which I found out, and you literally just put them on his bandolier. So that's a really cool addition to that. To put his bandolier on, it's probably best to raise one of his arms up, and it kind of goes over his arm and over his head just about to slip into place. So there we go, guys. There's a look at IG-88 from Sideshow Collectables. As you can probably gather throughout my review, it's a very, very fragile figure. So again, I can't reiterate enough, please be careful when you take him out of the box. He's a limited number figure, so he's not available everywhere. There'll be a few on eBay. I got mine from the Sideshow website and Hot Toys website, and I pretty much paid exactly the same as I would if I was going to get one from eBay. So it's just around £200. Like I said, it's a limited run of these figures, so I had to get my hands on him as well, because I can't just have several bounty hunters and just not finish off the series. Overall, really nice design of the figure. They've captured it superbly. The guns mimic the vintage toy that he came with, and the light up feature looks really cool and bright when it's working. And let's say the extendable leg feature really does put him above some of the other bounty hunters in size, so that's really nice as well. That I always felt he would be taller than the other bounty hunters, and say the leg feature allows you to do that. So that's it, everybody. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. MDW signing off. Take care.
Find MDW on Facebook and Instagram now at MDW_toys.